Alright guys, I know it's been a while, but we're going to go back and do some GAC catch-ups here, a roundup of week 2 of this 5v5 championship. Let's get into it. Alrighty, so in round 1 of week 2 we are going up against a gentleman known as Deep North. Now we can see he has already attacked, but he has tripped up against my GL Ray, which is great, gives us a massive advantage going into this. I know that I only need to clear out to win. So he has taken down some relatively tough teams. I threw in my full Relic CLS team with the GG, and in the back wall I did hide DR. So it's not like I put a completely soft defense. He must have used something pretty good because the modding on these two teams for me is actually quite strong. So with that in mind, I check out his front wall. We see that he does have his own GL Ray. He's got Mon Mothma and Geos, which I'm not too worried about. Main concern is that GL Ray with the Holdo tank and R2-D2. And in the southern section, you had a hint there. You saw that Jedi Knight Luke, and we've also got General Grievous. Now, Jedi Knight Luke is nothing to sneeze at, guys, but General Grievous is kind of standard fare at this point. So I decided to start with taking out the Jedi Knight Luke team because I thought it was the most dangerous. I check out the speeds on his Hoda and on his Shaak T, and I noticed this low, guys. 300 speed on Shaak T, like 280 on his Hoda. So I'm going to take in a Darth Vader team because my Darth Vader is going to gain so much additional speed from all those Jedi and Rebels, and obviously his own allies as well. He's going to gain an additional 40 speed from his own team. So I'm throwing in Darth Vader over here, 271 base speed, and we're gaining about an extra 40 just from the Empire teams there. And we're going to throw in Wat Tambor for that all-important weapons tech, which lets us ignore defense. Now, I was very confident going into this that I would be going first. It's just a case of how well do we land ability blocks? Do we manage to take anybody out? So first things first, we put the weapons tech on Vader straight into Merciless Massacre, and then we just start crushing. Obviously the big target is going to be Luke, but we do not want Shaak T or Hoda gaining a turn, so I try to ability block, and unfortunately we don't land it well. We kill Shaak T on a basic, which is quite nice. I stopped here for a minute like, well, that was surprising. Nearly kill Hoda with a basic as well. Still no ability blocks though, and then we completely take out Juhani. When I'm in this position, I'm feeling extremely confident. We Culling Blade Jedi Knight Luke, and we realise we probably could have just done this with Vader and Wat. Even then, I think my Vader would have been fast enough to actually counter the entire team. Old Ben would have been giving 16 speed to Vader on his own. I would have gained 16 speed from Vader, another, 8, 16, 32 from the actual, from the enemy team. So I was actually fast enough to just Vader Wat that. So missed opportunity, but we don't really need to go for maximum banners. Now obviously what I really want to do right now is to see the back wall. So I've taken out the Jedi Knight Luke team, which was the important team at the back. I want to take out General Grievous so I can see if he's hiding a GL in the back wall. I don't think he is, but it's still the smart move to do. So we're taking in Shaak T clones here, guys, because it is a very simple and straightforward counter. Are the banners good on this counter? Not at all. But it still gets the job done with good efficiency. So, well, good reliance, not efficiency, obviously. So we just hit the Maggie here because we don't really have much of a choice. You certainly don't want to taunt with 5s because you don't want him to accidentally die and not trigger that sacrifice. So here I decide to pass the turn over to 5s, Rex here, and we're just looking to focus down the B2 as soon as possible, get him out of there. We get rid of the shielding on Droideka there. I don't want him assisting, dealing any extra damage. And it looks like we're controlling the things pretty well here. That B2 Super Battle Droid is dead. Grievous gets his first bonus turn, and really we are just playing cleanup now, guys. I want to reduce the stacks on the B1, reduces the offense, reduces the tenacity on the team, you know, stops the healing, that sort of thing. And right now, what do we go to do? Probably pass the turn over to Rex, I imagine. The Droideka is only gear 12. Not a relic Droideka, so we don't really have to worry so much about him one-shotting anyone. We do the mass swarm on the B1, and I think here, really what I should have done... No, that was actually perfect. He took the bonus turn, killed the B1 as well, and that means he only took one bonus turn all in all. So I'm really looking to hopefully not trigger the sacrifice, is the main thing that I'm looking for here, because that will save us some banners. Looks like we're going to be okay, all in all. Obviously we could recover a little bit of health on a few characters, but what can you do? I decide to taunt with 5s here because I know that I'm going to finish up. 54 banners, it's alright. So, with us clearing out that General Grievous team, we do get to have a look at the back wall. Now, again, I like to clear the back wall so I know what to do with the rest of my teams, where I can spend the teams in the north. We check it out, and I look at this and I think, what on earth is this? This is Division 5, guys. We're talking 5 million GP. Why has he set such a weak back wall? That's not even a little bit weak, it's very weak. Like, these are not even Gear 11 Night Sisters. So I counted that as a win. We decide now, probably best to go up to the north section and take care of the tougher teams up there. So we start off with the Geonosians, because I know that even these Geonosians, they've got a few relic levels. I know that my Darth Traya and Darth Sion will be able to handle this team with absolutely no problems whatsoever. At this point, guys, I'm feeling incredibly confident that we will definitely win this match, because there's no teams that are going to stop me unless I happen to fall down against the GL Ray squad. Sip of coffee. Now, those of you that don't know the Traya counter to Geos, it is incredibly straightforward. Traya's lead will actually force the enemy to kill themselves every time they attack out of turn, and Geos basically constantly attack out of turn. Now, because they're doing reduced damage as well whenever they attack out of turn, and I've got crit avoidance and lots of health on my Sith, it just means they have very little chance of actually killing me. And we've even already got the Held by Hatred on Darth Sion, so even if they kill him, he's just going to revive with full health again. Now, an important thing to note here, guys, is with this counter, the Geos will always attack the lowest health character. Now, and I don't mean hit points, I mean lowest overall health. That's a combination of health and protection. So if you can mod your Traya and Sion to have your Sion have slightly less health than your Traya, they will always focus attacks on Sion. And that is a really good thing, because he's the one that's going to have Held by Hatred. You don't really want your Traya to die. So try and make your Traya quite tanky. Okay? I use Held by Hatred at the end here just to recover all the health banners, because we might as well look for the additional efficiency there. 61 banners, I'll take that all day, every day. So we decide to go after the Mon Mothma team next, and I'm deciding to go in with a full Galactic Republic Padme squad. Again, I'm not super concerned about banners here. This is just an easy counter. There's no real risk of me losing. He doesn't have a good Rebels team, and then I noticed as soon as I go in that this Mon Mothma doesn't even have a Zeta. I was able to attack her directly. So I was like, why did I even worry about this team? Well, I didn't, but it's even less to worry about if you can actually attack Mon Mothma. So I just focus down Mon Mothma, get her out of there as soon as possible, and that basically neuters this team. She can't get the additional unit, although, you know, without having a full team of Rebel fighters, I don't think you can summon the additional unit. But more importantly, there's no heals, there's no mass assist now. It's just like, why even put this on defense? This guy's defense was incredibly light, in my opinion. I think he was relying on his Jedi Knight Luke, and I think he was relying on his GL Ray to do all the heavy lifting for his defense. But if you know how to counter those teams, it's really not going to work, guys. You can't set this light of a defense. 60 banners without any issues there. On a Padme team, it's quite nice. So it's just the GL Ray left to take out now, guys, and I decide to go in with my Jedi Master Luke. I'm throwing in Jedi Knight Revan, Jedi Knight Luke, and Grandmaster Yoda alongside Hermit Yoda. Now, I don't really have many concerns that this team will fail. We've got Jedi Knight Revan that can direct focus down on GL Ray, just so we can keep the pressure on her. I'm faster, so I get the mass efflux at the start. We get abilities across the board apart from on Rey, and then we just focus down Rey. I want to try and trigger her damage immunity as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Now, normally it would probably be smarter for me to take in Gas instead of Jedi Knight Luke, because he can reduce Rey's max health. But I decided to keep Gas to use a solo in the back wall. Now, obviously my banners were totally fine. I really didn't need to do that. But hey, it is what it is. I think I go for the mass stun here, because why not? And we start passing around that master's training. Really should have focused down on the Rey a little bit harder. She gets her first whirlwind off, and that's absolutely fine. It means because we managed to reduce their max health before her first turn, she couldn't get lifeblood out, which is actually quite useful, to be honest. I tried there to trigger into damage immunity, no such luck, but she's put herself in it now. We spread some foresight, get some tenacity up, and then I'm passing this over to GMY. I really should have targeted a person that had, you know, 50% health or more, just to get the extra 40% TM, But hey-ho, it is what it is. Looks like what I'm trying to do right now is trigger as much damage immunity as I possibly can on as many characters before she goes into her ultimate. You can see her ultimate bar is full, so I've managed to trigger damage immunity on 3 of the characters all in all, Resistance Hero Bros and R2-D2, and that, I feel, puts me in a good position. Now obviously we do have to worry about the big hit from Rey, but seeing as though we do have a full team that's still alive, I'm quite confident that we should be able to tank it. So I call in Hermit Yoda there just to give us an extra little bit of heals, a little bit of extra TM. I do the big heal here, do I? Yeah, big heal here for the extra 20% protection, and then I can go into my own ultimate stance myself. I think we're about to hit the ultimate. There we go. Everybody survives, not a problem at all. We get the F-Lux off. Resistance Hero Poe bites it. Easy damage, easy damage. Direct focus back on Rey. And yeah, it's kind of plain sailing from here, guys. There's not a whole lot these guys can do right now. They've not got the DPS. We've got so much going for us right now. The banner count might not be great, but at the end of the day, it's a Rey team. You know, it's gonna eat banners. Rey teams are so good on defense simply because even if you win, you almost always have good defensive banners, you know, unless you manage to Vader it. So just looking to clean up here, guys. I think we should be absolutely fine. I'm calling in GMY here because those are my 2 damage dealers. My GMY is Relic 8 for the Jedi Master Kenobi event, so he does have some pretty tasty damage. Rey bites it, and now we're just left with some Resistance members, and really there's not a whole lot that they're going to be able to do against this full Jedi team with some pretty strong Jedi. There's the last damage immunity triggered on Holdo. Resistance Hero Finn bites it. We try and use this opportunity to recover as many banners as possible. You can take advantage of the fact that Holdo has got damage immunity, so that we're calling these assists on Hermit Yoda to heal up, and we're not dealing any damage, which is great. So, pro tip, guys, you want to try and recover banners? This is the way you do it. Constantly calling in Hermit Yoda here. Constantly calling in Hermit Yoda here. I think we managed to get full protection banners back up on Jedi Knight Luke. We go after R2-D2. He's Gonzo's. I'm just trying to see if I can just recover anything else right now. I think it's probably not going to be, it's not going to work out exactly, but why not try? We get the stun off. This is where I know we're going to finish it up. We might get the full protection back up on Jedi Master Luke there. 59 banners. Not bad, guys, not bad. Alrighty. So that's all the important teams taken care of. We do get to unveil fleet now, and this is where we'll see whether or not it's a tough fleet defense. I can see home 1 there. If there's no get 2 fleet in the back wall, we know it's easy game. So these Night Sisters are so super weak, I just decide solo General Skywalker, this will be an absolute piece of cake. We do the AoE, bop, everybody dies. And that 1 hit from Massage I don't think was enough. Full protection, full health, 64 banners, lasted about 10 seconds. That's what she said. So, we're going to go and use Resistance now, JTR lead, to take care of the Bounty Hunter squad. And again, this should be relatively good banners. I think I actually underman this as well. Yeah, so I go in with Finn, BB-8, and Resistance Fighter. And yeah, I mean, there's only relics on Bosk, none of the other characters are relics, so I'm not too concerned. Get the wave down, we get the ability block on the daze, absolutely perfect. And I just decide to try and take care of Dengar, because he's the banner stealer of this squad. We get it done. And then I want to get rid of Cad Bane, simply because he doesn't have a revive like the Bounty Hunters. There's no Bounty Hunters resolve on Cad Bane. So it's actually just decreasing the number of units on the enemy team. It means they've got less recovery and they've got less damage output. We don't have R2-D2 to really sort of help spur on the Illuminated Destiny, so I wanted to try and at least be banner efficient, because even though I don't need it, it's good practice, right guys? Good practice. We take out Boba next because his execute is lethal, and then it's on to Jango Fett. So we've lost a couple of banners right now, but at the moment it's not too big of a concern, simply because 1 Illuminated Destiny should be able to recover. Oh well, we've recovered all of BB-8's protection there from Finn's special. We get the Illuminated Destiny off here. Boop. Finn looks like he's in full protection now. He is a little bit short, but I think for the purposes of GAC, that will count as full protection. So it's only really resistance fighter, sorry, that has got missing protection right now, and I don't think it's likely that we are going to recover that. We put the heal immunity on Bosk. It's too much damage output, but we still get 60 banners. 60 banners, GG, easy. Okay, so we see his fleets. He's got Holdo and he has got Home 1. Now the Holdo starting lineup is incredibly weird. Who throws Slave 1 on the front line of a Holdo fleet, a Raddus fleet? I don't know, but let's face it guys, this guy's defense wasn't exactly the best thought out anyway. So we decide to go in straight away against the Rebel fleet, and I go ahead and take in my Negotiator. I prefer to use the Negotiator against the Rebel fleet rather than the Malevolence, simply because of the way that the Millennium Falcon cleanses debuffs when you hit 3 stacks of debuffs on Rebels. And that happens quite a lot with all the buzz droids, etc. from a Malevolence fleet. So we immediately try to focus down the Rebel Y-Wing. Aim of the game is always to try and get him out of there as soon as possible. Throw off an AoE. We're looking okay. Another AoE. That'll get the taunt removed. We do lose our protection thanks to the Y-Wing. Bit of a shame, but is what it is. I'm unable to retarget there. And I'm hoping that we don't lose our Y-Wing. So close. We call in Plo here. That's going to cleanse that shield disruption. We recover all of our protection. Very lucky there, guys, not to lose the Y-Wing. But from this point, when there's no reinforcements, it's pretty plain sailing. It's what's he going to do now? He'll call in the Phantom himself, but it's really not going to be enough, because we'll just take it out. Because most people, guys, and this is a smart thing, most people don't have their Phoenix relic or anything like that, so you know that the Phantom 2 is going to fall pretty quickly. We drop down our ultimate, and that's more or less going to kill the Millennium Falcon there. Basic from the BTLB Y-Wing. 66 banners is completely decent. Now we've just got the Raddus fleet left. Now, Raddus fleet, when you've got a Malevolence, wait, you've got nothing to worry about, especially if they've got blooming Slave 1 on their starting lineup. So I decided to go in with just the standard starting 3 of Sunfac and the 2 Separatist droids, and I throw in Spy as the reinforcement, just because he can come in and he can pretty much annihilate one ship off the reinforcement. The damage output on him is really good when you've got your Spy and relics. I don't think I needed it, but there's no reason for me not to use it. Always go for the stun on the on Rey's Millennium Falcon, guys, because that's where the masses of DPS really lie, with that AoE. So I like to try and get rid of that one as soon as possible. Again, I have no idea why he's running Slave 1. Maybe he just doesn't have extra ships. Who knows? We got a little bit unfortunate there with the dodges, because that would have killed that Millennium Falcon. But it doesn't last too long anyway. I get the dodge off there. We call in the Spy. I'm just looking to do the extra damage here, I think. I think we just do the special here. Now watch this. So much damage. And that's a relic pilot as well, guys. So you know, it's not like that one was weak sauce. And we see here, like, he's got Clone Sergeant as a reinforcement. Very odd choices on his fleet defense here, on the reinforcements, and on fleet in general. You know, the Slave 1 and a Clone Sergeant and reinforcements, very odd. 66 banners with Malevolence, I'll take it. And there's our full clear, guys. 36 banners. Pretty straightforward victory for us. We got our raid to hold. Deep North tried his best, but we were superior in the end. So, all good, guys, all good. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Do stay tuned, we will have round 2 popping up in the next day or two. Do hope you'll watch it, and I hope it's enjoyable. If you did like it, please hit the like button. Please consider subscribing to me, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.
Just giving a quick shout out to my patrons. I appreciate each and every single one of you, and without your support, I wouldn't be doing this today. Thanks so much.